Buds, katapang gipahimo ni Mamba katong sa about sa preserving our literary identity. Anong kinalampot siyang ibalik?
Gali tuod Buds.
Gani sa new generation naman tataron. New literacy naman tataron dili na tato sa.
Wait, isa din, pre. Ang kuan Philippine literary identity anong kinahanglan i-preserve?
Sa new generation na taron dili na pwede siya. New literacy na ta.
Bisan pa pre. Yun nga, new generation na ta or Gen Z. Kinahanglan Japon na to nga i-preserve ang Philippine literary identity. Kay naa naman na siya sa past. Hantod ron, naa Japon na kay nakaugat naman na siya sa Philippine literary. Mong kinahanglan natin na siya hatagay importansya. Then ato po na siyang i-share sa uban nga mga ato ang kaedad para makabalo sila kung sa kabahin ang Philippine literary identity.
So para na ko pre, follow na ko sa new generation.
Isan pa yun nga mapalo ka pre kay nakaugat na muna siya pre. Like sa kahoy pre nga gitanom nimo mangita siya gugat. Dito siya nisukad. So ang kita nisukad sa una, dinhata nisukad. Hanto dun, kinahanglan Japon nato ng dalon. Bisan asa pa ta nga generation maabot. So na pre, makabalo ra mga kung saan siya kabahin pre.
Okay pre, kailangan gyud ay mag-study na sa para pud ay makabalo. Nakakuan gyud ko sa imong advice.
So mas maayo gali og makabalo pa mo kung unsa ang mga Philippine literary identity sa ato ang Pilipinas or sa ato ang Philippine literature para mas makabalo mo kung unsa pa ato ang kinahanglan nga buhaton para ana ato suporta.
So salamat kayo sa imong advice nga.
May kaso kay na pre kay usa man ta ka mga teenager o mga bagong generation. So kinahanglan nato i-preserve. Sige, salamat kayo pre.
The younger generation, which includes ourselves, is responsible for benefits from keeping our history alive. It is widely acknowledged that maintaining historical sites benefits the entire world. Structures that have been preserved offer beauty and dignity to a community. It is also fosters a strong sense of cultural identification among residents of various generations. It is important to feel proud of one's cultural heritage and identity. As a current generation, we are responsible in questionably committed to a existing community and then pass it on to the next generation for many more years. By protecting cultural legacy, future generations will be able to live according their forefathers' values. Cultural heritage is a constitutional right that should be safeguarded.
Most of the Filipinos nowadays have forgotten our culture due to the development of new technologies. People of today are too much dependent on it. That's why they weren't able to take a look back on their culture and traditions. Like Larong Pinoy, which is popular during baby boomers and Generation X. And like now, at the year of millennial, they are embracing the high-tech gadgets, computer, and etc. We, as a student, a Filipino and a child of this nation, wanted to inform you guys that we should bring back those culture and disappear during modern development. Let us focus on the enrichment of the dying cultures for the sake of the next generation who would inherit the culture that we value and also let them experience what we had experienced. As a part of molding them to be the good members of the growing community.
Behavioral tendency creates a sense of belonging and unity among members of the group. However, cultures and languages are vanishing due to a lack of awareness, and it is a second loss for mankind as a whole. We believe that maintaining culture enables others to learn about it, and that learning allows humanity to recognize what unites us all. The cultures and natural history of a country are valuable and distinct. Culture and its history are principles, beliefs, and goals that help people define their national identity. I believe that preserving our cultural history is critical to maintain our national identity. And the significance of cultural heritage does not lie in its expression, but in the wealth of knowledge and talent passed down through the generations. On the other hand, we wish to help others who appear to be in a worse situation than ourselves. However, we must be conscious in how our actions erode culture's identity.
If we are to promote cultural heritage, then the most logical thing to do is to preserve both the tangible and intangible cultural heritage in writing. Consequently, literature. Literature survives the test of the time and is always apprehend the main stakeholder in the preservation of culture is the community. The tangible cultural heritage also includes places and monuments, while intangible cultural heritage comprises of our history, rituals, song, language, poetry, craftsmanship, and other social ceremonies. Although we are more of an oral society, promotion of literature should be emphasized in this generation.
How these struggles, stories, and behind every poem that we read. Why do we need to preserve our literature? Because literature reflects on what our culture or beliefs in the present. Literature is one of the evidences that every continent undergoes civilizations and evolutions. It has a big role in the history of every country. We can distinguish what type of living we have in the past.
Those who work or live among people from other cultures recognize the value of knowing about the difference in their environment, the need of understanding one's own culture, values, and beliefs in order to interact more effectively across cultural barriers is often overlooked. It is critical to be aware of our own culture since it can prevent us from projecting our ideals onto others. In this context, projection refers to the inclination to believe that other individuals are acting in the same way we are. This might happen when we aren't conscious of our own values and can tell them apart from those held by other civilizations. Our strongly held and often subconscious values and beliefs after our perceptions of the world. This fact might cause an unintended ignorance and insensitivity to the values that are important to the people from other cultures.